All right. When it comes to members on Capitol Hill, there is one who walks the halls as a big man on the international campus, and that is Congressman Chris Smith, who co-chairs the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission. He's a senior member on the House Committee on Foreign Affairs and the ranking member on the subcommittee on Africa, global health, global human rights, and international organizations. He serves as the representative for the 4th Congressional District of the state of New Jersey, and he's a champion for human rights and for religious freedom, and he joins me now. Congressman, welcome back to Washington Watch. Good to see you in person.
It's great to see you, Tony, and thank you for the tremendous work you do and the leadership that you provide to FRC. It's incredible.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's unbelievable.
Well, I want to start, we're going to talk about international religious freedom. You were a part of our panel actually today, but I want to get your response because you are probably the longest serving member in Congress who has been advancing the sanctity of human life. You've chaired the pro-life caucus for I don't know how long, a long time.
40 years.
40 years. Your reaction to the Dobbs decision?
Historic. I was in awe of the actual statements that were made by Alito. The writing was superb, airtight, if you will, in the way he reasoned. And I think for those of us who, I've been in the pro-life movement for 50 years. I got involved in 1972. My wife got involved 2 years later. We met in the pro-life movement. And she's the love of my life, Marie, and she does work on the international level especially.
You guys are a team. There's no question about it.
No doubt about it. But we thought this day would come. We just never knew when. God is good. He's a God of mercy and love, and he has compassion for the unborn and compassion for the moms, the mothers who are the co-victims of every abortion. So we just rejoice, but now we begin a new chapter, a serious chapter of defending life, because now we've been empowered as lawmakers, state and federal, to pass laws. So, for a long time, whatever we did, it was always, what's the court going to say? What's the court going to say? And they nullified so much of what we did over the years. Now we can actually pass laws that will go into effect and will save lives on the ground.
I want to get your response to the Secretary General of the World Health Organization, the Tedros, who just railed against the court decision, saying this, and I quote from him, "The evidence is irrefutable. Restricting abortion drives women and girls toward unsafe abortions, resulting in complications, even death." And he basically said America is out of step with the rest of the world by going back and allowing the people to decide this issue.
Dr. Tedros, former head of health for Ethiopia. I've known him for decades. He told me to my face how pro-life he was years ago. So he's had another, like Joe Biden, like so many other people who used to be pro-life and now he's on the other side, pandering to a woke agenda that completely obliterates the unborn child physically as well as in the mind's eye. It's like the baby doesn't even exist. And that whole argument is the same argument that Bert and Nathanson claimed they used to make in getting abortion legalized in the first place. That led to Roe versus Wade in 1973. Extreme hyperbole, all kinds of exaggerations.
Well, not just hyperbole, it's a lie.
Oh, it's a lie. Of course it is.
Because when you look at where the rest of the world is on abortion.
I was talking about in terms of the harm to women.
Oh, you're right.
We know that there's real harm to women who are the co-victims, and the pregnancy care centers who are, as you know, because you're so involved with it as well, they are magnificent in reaching out, loving both mother and baby, and helping. The women need help.
Right.
They don't need the extermination of their child. And
that only makes the situation worse.
It does. And so for him to be saying that.
But speak to the issue of him saying that America's out of step.
Even there, Europe, in most of Europe, it's 12 to 15 weeks. We're up to birth in the United States of America. China, North Korea, some of the worst despotic countries in the world, they're the ones who have a similar program as we do.
Right.
And Ethiopia, I was there when they legalized abortion. I fought it. They did it through a backdoor way in their criminal code reform. And most of those people, including Melis, who I met with, didn't even want to talk about it. If we had their law, many of our unborn children would be in Ethiopia, where he was
Yeah.
Minister of Health, would be protected. I don't want theirs. I want a better
Right.
one,
I
of
mean,
course.
we're one of what,
Seven.
seven countries that allow abortion up until birth.
That's correct.
So, I mean, we're out of
We're
step.
the extremists
Exactly.
as a country.
Let me just
Not us.
let me shift.
The country.
Let me shift as a bridge to this issue here at the International Religious Freedom Summit, which again you spoke at again today. We would not be at this point of returning America to the Constitution and to a respect for human life were it not for the ability to express religious freedom in this country, meaning the ability to act on our faith.
Boy, Tony, that is so true. And there's an attempt by the left to so circumscribe religious freedom to make it more like just worship, not
Well, it's what's between your ears. Period.
don't do anything.
Right.
You have no place in the public square to speak out. You need to be discounted. And we're seeing that not just on the abortion issue, but we've seen it with adoptions, where the homosexual agenda says that none of the faith-based entities that want to place a child with a mom and a dad, like Catholic Charities, they've been shut down all over the country, as well as evangelical adoption agencies. And we did have a modest win last year, but it's a modest one on Philadelphia.
Right.
But it's written in such a way that it's going to be revisited.
But hopefully, with these religious freedom cases that have come out of the court this week, that there's the possibility that even that issue could be revisited in the court, and we could have, which I think is going to be essential going forward here when we talk about the next phase of making America pro-life. It's the care pregnancy centers, but it's also the expansion of adoption.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's the loving option, the adoption option. And, it's there. People, women need to be told that there's an opportunity for her child to thrive. Unfortunately, it often doesn't even get to that point. Planned Parenthood and all the others steer her right to that abortion room where the baby is destroyed and she's hurt.
Chris Smith, we could talk all day. Love to have you on the program. Always great to see you. Again, thank you for your leadership on Capitol Hill.
Thank you so much, Tony.